Hopes from President Biden perfectly to get his $2 trillion infrastructure plan through Congress. How much are Republicans willing to negotiate on this? Senator Deb Fischer was in yesterday's White House meeting. She joins me now. So we know that there were 10 Republicans who went to the White House to see about working cooperatively in a bipartisan way with the president on the COVID relief bill. We know what happened. They decided to just go it alone. They said it was an emergency. They had to do it. What did you get the sense of yesterday in terms of the actual willingness to be bipartisan here?
Well, I was very pleased to be invited to the White House, Dana. I think it's important to have those conversations. But when we're talking about infrastructure, as the president said, there's two different definitions out there. I believe we have to look at traditional infrastructure, and that's what people across this country understand. We need roads, bridges, we need airports, ports, waterways. All of that needs to be taken care of. That's what you invest in a country. I also support broadband as part of that. But when you look at those first four things that I mentioned, they make up a very, very small percentage of this bill. In fact, electric vehicles is getting more money out of this bill than traditional infrastructure. So I wouldn't call it an infrastructure bill.
And what about how they want to pay for it? I mean, I actually think that there's more bipartisan agreement on not raising taxes in the middle of a pandemic, and some concern even from House Democrats saying this is not what we want to do in order to pay for this. What did you hear there?
Well, what we heard on the pay for was looking at taxes and raising taxes on corporations, first of all. But then you're going to, in fact, one of my questions to the president was, well, what about small businesses? They're getting really hurt under this bill. When you look at family businesses that are going to lose their death tax exemptions, their stepped up bases, this will wipe out family businesses. They shouldn't be punished like this. As you said, we're getting out of a pandemic, hopefully. Congress has already spent over $6 trillion on relief. We can't afford what is looking like it's going to be closer to $3 trillion in this so-called infrastructure bill.
Yeah, the numbers keep going up. Take a listen to Senator Schumer. This is how he sees it.
We'd like to get the Republicans to work with us, and we will try to work with them, but we have to get things done. And if we can't work with them, we'll move forward on our own, but our choice would be to work with them.
So it sounds to me that he's prepared to go it alone, and they'll continue to call it bipartisan if they think that not members of Congress, but people out in the country from both sides seem to support this bill.
People out in the country understand what bipartisanship is. It's Republicans and Democrats and independents here in Congress working together with the administration to make their lives better. We've done that here in the Senate. We passed the FAST Act in a bipartisan way. That's a big roads bill. We passed that with over 80 votes. We passed the FAA reauthorization with over 90 votes. We passed a WRDA bill, a water resource development bill, unanimously, and we passed my pipeline bill unanimously as well. We've worked together in a bipartisan way. The American people know that. They expect us to do it on something as big as infrastructure.
I just want to jump in here because you mentioned the pipeline workers. We're going to speak to somebody who lost his job in January when the Keystone Pipeline was canceled by President Biden. We're going to talk to him I think in the next hour. Did they say anything about workers who are going to lose their jobs now and this mythical idea that all of a sudden green jobs are going to materialize and pay even a fraction of what they were earning before? Any concerns?
We didn't hear anything about green jobs replacing anything, but we did hear about the focus being on those non-traditional segments of infrastructure, whether it's child care, senior care, paid family leave. All of that's coming forward. All of that is going to hit taxpayers. And as I said, the bill we're looking at right now, it is really going to hurt small business and family farms.
I know, and I know those farms are important to you out in Nebraska. Thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you.
We'll have much more.